Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best to ever do it, has given praise to our rookie wide receiver, Michael Wilson. We're also going to dive into Week 5 matchup and what's at stake here for the Arizona Cardinals versus the Bengals. Of course, another rumor has came out here pertaining to Kyler Murray, which honestly at this very moment, I'm absolutely tired of all the rumors. We're going to dive into all that today. Let's get started. Alright everybody, welcome back in. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Make sure you follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description below. Also, don't be one of these guys who love to hover around the channel. Just subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Alright everybody, let's go and dive right into it. Here we got multiple different topics to dive into today. Let's first start off here with Week 5 matchup, the Bengals versus the Arizona Cardinals. And I think here we have a lot at stake at this game, right? We have both 1-3 teams, the Bengals as well as the Arizona Cardinals being 1-3, and I honestly truly think that this game is going to define what's going to happen here for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, if you do not know, or if you're living under a rock, the Arizona Cardinals have been in a lot of different speculations, a lot of different trade rumors pertaining to the Cardinals are going to do this, right? They're tanking, blah, 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 blah. But right now, with where we're dealing with right now, this game is very crucial for the Arizona Cardinals to absolutely win. Now, honestly, right now, Joe Burrow is coming in playing this game in Week 5. Now, we don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because the Bengals are a 1-3 team with Joe Burrow, but that is because he has been dealing with a calf injury for the entirety of the season. But he did come out here and say this is his best he's ever felt all season, so we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens for the Arizona Cardinals. But the reason as to why we are hearing all this speculation is because of where we are at right now as a Cardinals organization. But you better bet your bottom dollar here, if the Arizona Cardinals somehow come out with a win over the weekend coming out of Week 5, the trajectory of this season is going to really change here for the Cardinals. So we'll have to kind of wait to see how it all comes up. But this game is very crucial for Cardinal fans as well as the Cardinals organization, because at this very moment, to me, as a Cardinal fan, I think a lot of the moral victories are out of the window. I want to start seeing the Arizona Cardinals learn from the mistakes that they've done for the past 4 weeks. Now, I don't think this is an absolute must-win for the Arizona Cardinals, but the days of feeling happy about moral victories should be gone at this very moment, right? We need to see the Arizona Cardinals continue to build on what they've shown us for the past 4 weeks, and this is a perfect example of a team that the Arizona Cardinals can possibly be. Let's go ahead and dive right into the most recent rumors that's been going around here that's pertaining to the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, because of the season that we're dealing with right now, we got a ESPN reporter coming out here saying this nonsense here, when we already heard Jonathan Gannon come out and say we will be seeing Kyler Murray sometime this year. We know his timeline, but there is still people out there in the big national media that truly believe that the Cardinals are either A, moving off of him in the end of the season, or we're not going to see him for the remaining of the 2023 season. But this is what the reporter Dan Graziano from ESPN had to say. This is the speculations from people outside the Cardinals organization, executive and agents, is that they are likely to move on from Kyler Murray after the season. Now, one of the biggest things I want to go ahead and talk about here real quick is that obviously there's a lot of speculations going on with the Cardinals. Are we trading Marquise? Are we trading Zach Ertz? So the Cardinals are tanking, blah, 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 right? We are finding ourselves in this situation right now because of where we are at, right? It's the narrative of where we are at right now as a Cardinals organization. We are a 1-3 team. If somehow we were a 3-1 team or a 2-2 team, there wouldn't be very many people talking about the Arizona Cardinals about still tanking and possibly getting rid of Kyler Murray. So it is a unfortunate circumstance of where we are at right now as an Arizona Cardinal organization. We are what our record says, and we are a 1-3 team, right? So hearing this report here, it doesn't really make me panic because, man, we've heard from everybody, right? Everybody went ahead and put their own 2 cents in this whole situation, where some people were saying, yeah, you know, Kyler Murray is coming back, and some people were saying, no, we're not going to have Kyler Murray come back. And then we heard people saying, we're going to move off of Kyler Murray at the end of the season. So as of right now, my main thought process is, let's see how this season unfolds, right? And I think these next 2 weeks is going to be very crucial for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward, because if we are somehow a 1-4 or a 1-5 or a 1-6 team, we'll have to kind of wait to see what the Arizona Cardinals decide to do. I do not think the Arizona Cardinals are moving off of Kyler Murray or going to trade him, but honestly, right now, I do not know if I'm going to put my 100% effort out there. I think these next 2 or 3 weeks are very crucial. But I do truly believe that there might be some pieces being shipped off if we truly are a 1-4, 1-5, maybe a 1-6 team heading into the much further deeper part of the schedule here for the Arizona Cardinals. So these next weeks are very crucial for the Cardinals, not just for Kyler Murray, but for veterans like Zach Ertz. Some might even say Budda Baker, and some might even say Marquise Marquise Hollywood Brown. So my main thought process right now is the Arizona Cardinals just need to take care of business, right? And Jonathan Gannon truly wants to win games, and I think that it should be our main focus moving forward, is us trying to win that game. Let's go and dive right into more positivity here for the Arizona Cardinals. Let's dive right into the whole Michael Wilson situation, and let's be honest, I truly think that Monti Ossenfort has hit this draft class out of the park here. They've done a fantastic draft for the Cardinals and just basically building us up for the future moving forward, right? Obviously, our first round pick, Paris Johnson Jr., has been a huge pick and definitely a solidified piece in our offensive line that we haven't really seen very much about BJ Ojulari, but I really do have high praises, and hopefully he could become that outside linebacker that we all hope he becomes. Now, Garrett Williams, there is thoughts that he is coming back soon, so I'm excited about hopefully maybe him becoming that shutdown corner that we're all hoping he become. And then obviously our second third round pick, which is Michael Wilson, which we're going to be diving into here a lot deeper. Our fourth round pick here in John Gaines. Now, unfortunately, he went ahead and got a season ending injury, but he might be one of those staple points in becoming the center of the future for the Cardinals moving forward. And then there's Clayton Tune, Owen Papu, Keitrell Clark with the sixth rounder and already getting reps for the Arizona Cardinals. And then we ended off the draft with Dante Still. So we have a very, very good draft class, but it doesn't fall short off of one of the best to ever do it here for the Arizona Cardinals is going to be Larry Fitzgerald, and he ended up coming out here and giving praise to Michael Wilson. He ended up saying this: Michael is what I hope and pray my son Devin can be. What a huge compliment here from Larry Fitzgerald to our rookie wide receiver, Michael Wilson. Now, if we break down here what Michael Wilson has done for the Arizona Cardinals so far, I think it's leaps and bounds what I think blew everybody's expectations here. And I truly do think that he might be the steal of the draft here for the Arizona Cardinals, which is really telling because we got so many good draft picks, so many young talent in this latest draft here. But Michael Wilson's just that cherry on top of the ice cream because we've been longing for a wide receiver one. And man, so far what he's done in these first 4 weeks is 14 receptions, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, average 16.9 yards a catch. And this is a guy here that has the body, right? The days of the whole Cliff Kingsbury, smaller receivers, blow the top off the defense, you know, kind of doing slant routes, all these different stuff, that is kind of far away from what Michael Wilson is. But man, we got a physical guy that causes separation, and I'm really excited to see what his career is going to blossom into as an Arizona Cardinal. So far this year, in year one as his rookie year, has been very, very good, leaps and bounds, and I truly do think that this is one of the main reasons why we're not seeing very much Zach Pascal, is because of the progression of what we've seen in Michael Wilson so far. Now, Michael Wilson's snap count so far in these first 4 games: in week 1, 90%, week 2, he had a regression and only had 43%, week 3 had 67%, and then week 4, 70%. So it's really odd that we started off really strong in week 1 with the 90% and then kind of went down and then went back up to 70%, but I can truly see Michael Wilson getting a good majority of these snaps moving forward. The biggest issue that we're dealing with right now is that obviously our number 1 wide receiver on our roster right now is Marquise Hollywood Brown, although I don't see him as a number 1 wide receiver. And obviously when I'm talking about number 1 wide receiver, I'm talking about a dominant guy who's that X factor for you, and I just don't see that as Marquise Hollywood Brown, but I do see him as a solid wide receiver number 2, and it's a very good compliment to what Michael Wilson can do. So I can see the reps and the snaps getting a lot more as the season goes on. I think he has truly gotten the confidence with his coaching staff, and that's exactly what you got to do, right? You got to do your work, you got to put in the grind, and that's exactly what Michael Wilson has done so far. And being that one of our top wide receivers that has ever done it here, right, that wore a Cardinal uniform, is already acknowledging that Michael Wilson seems to be special, right? Especially with this last quote. This is really, really cool here, and I think Michael Wilson should definitely take that very, very obviously optimistically, because man, talent knows talent. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so curious to figure out what your guys' thoughts are on all these topics we dived into today. Let me know here in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, have a great rest of your day and go Cards.